What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Be So Brewed. Yes, that's brewed with a B. From this dude, Dr. B. I just made that rhyme. I do it all the time. It's not even on purpose. I don't know what rhymes with purpose. I kind of lost where I was going with that. Damn it.
You wrecked it completely.
Purpose.
Your first thing didn't even have a rhyme. Then
Yeah,
you
it did.
made a rhyme. And
No,
then you
all
lost
that stuff.
Your rhyme.
All that stuff rhymed. You're gonna have to listen to that back.
Dr.
It
B and
all
Brewed?
rhymed.
Dr. B brewed. Ooh.
Brewed from this dude.
Oh,
You
dude,
didn't catch.
I missed the dude.
Don't you love when your co-host is just deaf? He doesn't even listen. Like you're worse
What?
than my wife.
What?
My work wife, actually, as a matter of fact. So yes, Dr. B here, Dr. Burgundy, Dr. Double B, all of the above. Here with my co-host, Dr. Zimmy.
No, just Zimmy. Not a doctor.
Well, we had Dr. A to Z, but
I mean, I'm the cure.
of Etchus
I'm
and
the
Don't Be So
cure.
Brewed. I wouldn't go that far. You can't be saying things like that. You're gonna get
Why
our
not?
podcast taken down
For what?
for saying words like cure.
I'm the cure.
Did you know Joe Biden? There's a clip of him saying, "I'll tell you one thing: if I'm elected president, we're gonna cure cancer." That was literally what he said. Yeah, our producer back there just about spit taked on that one, spit all over the equipment.
Well, why didn't he do it when he was in office with Obama?
Because he's saying a lot of dumb shit. That guy's not in his right mind. He is not okay. He's early signs of some sort of neurodegenerative issue. His brain is not all there. And he says, he goes to get excited and say, and then he can't even finish the sentence. He's like, the things. And I'm like, you come from someone super polished like Obama, and then you have him. I'm just like, really? This is your best hope? This is the guy that you're going to throw in? Obama's like one of the best speakers, fantastic. He knows how to motivate people. You listen to him, you're like, wow, that guy knows how to, get up and, talk in front of people, unlike the person next to me, potentially. I mean, just throwing that out there. Anyways.
Nice, man. Really nice.
Listen, you led us on our support local, which, by the way,
love.
you led us on our support local journey. Which, by the way, we got to talk about that after this. We got to start.
After what? Why don't we start with it? What do you want to go through first?
Well, my friend, so we motivated my friend Addison Bulasan, Dr. Addison Bulasan, who runs our 2 Hawaii offices for the Specific Chiropractic Centers. Which, by the way,
Aloha.
the Specific Chiropractic Centers, fantastic sponsor of our podcast.
Yes,
Love
they
those
are.
guys. Take great care of us. They're one of the sides here on our fantastic koozie. If you want one, let me know. We have plenty.
We could hook it up.
But you got to ask for the maroon ones. They're special. They're limited edition. Can't always get those.
So Dr. Addison.
Dr. Addison was very motivated by what we were doing here with the support local movement.
Okay.
So I think he works on.
Oh, Addison's a boy name.
Yes.
That's the first
Addie-
Addison boy name.
Addison. You never met a boy Addison?
No. You guys? No.
So yes, Addie is.
Even worse.
I was about to say, to
Continue.
me, and I know it both, but to me, I'm just like Addison is. So I think all the businesses or whatever it is, they work on Rice Street or something out where they're at. So we started like the Rice Street Foundation something, and
Ooh, I like that.
they do music, and he's been doing music like almost every night, I think, live on his Facebook through their page with local artists. They play music. They do similar to what we did when we did the support local thing. And I'm like, man, if we could get enough.
When we started the support local thing.
Yes.
It's not over.
Oh, it's not
But
over.
continue.
But when we started that, and I was like, man, we could easily do that. I'm sure, 3 or 4 at least of the guys that we had, we could probably get a couple other people out. I know there were some guys that didn't get to show up because of certain circumstances. So potentially we could.
Would you like a surprise?
Yes.
Would you like a surprise?
Maybe.
Are we clear on this? June 6th. June 6th. Are you around June 6th? Saturday, June 6th.
I hope so.
Northside Draft House.
Okay.
Support Local Texas live concert.
Okay.
It's going down.
Are we allowed to have, like, I'm just trying to figure out the situation here. I know people aren't back to normal yet.
It's pretty simple. As producer Jeff would say, we've got to create tension. So we're dropping that little nugget of information out there.
Okay.
Save the date. We're going to be out in the parking lot or on the patio or something like that. And we're going to do what we did virtually, freaking live.
Maybe we should have both options.
Freaking live.
Think we could figure out a way to be there. Like
Maybe. I don't know. We could probably figure that out.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Chloe likes that. So I'm just saying we might as well double dip.
I mean, we got a thumbs up.
Might as well double dip. Keep the people there happy. Do this.
On location. Not just live, but on location.
I like it. I still think we could do the thing multiple times, just hopping on.
Oh, we're gonna.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, what's really going to get people is the event that
6th.
we do after this. The
June
big
6th, Northside Draft House.
The big event.
Support local Texas.
June 6th.
Boom.
Did we say June 6th?
Saturday. June 6th.
What is this? What is
The
this? The monster trucks?
Sunday.
You'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the front part. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Right. Is that still? It probably is.
Oh yeah.
Has to be. And then the big event that we're gonna have when we come out of this thing. Oh boy.
Better watch out.
Oh
boy. You better not shout. You better not cry. It's not Santa, but we'll tell you why.
That was a rhyme. Good job.
Right?
I'm
trying to follow
decent.
your lead, man.
That was
You're
decent.
Finger gunning and shit. You know.
Hey, listen. That was one of my favorite memes too. It's like, hey, with everything COVID and handshakes being, taken off the board, finger guns are popular again. So I'm back in.
Did you see the post I made last night with all the COVID stuff?
I saw. I didn't click on that link. It's too late, and I wasn't going down that rabbit hole yet.
All right. So this.
I know there were some like ridiculous like. Was this a?
So this is
potential.
This is with the World Health Organization. This is a legitimate website.
Oh, who? Yeah.
So they made
World Health Organization. The people we trust for health.
Right.
Who? Yeah, exactly. Wait, who's on first?
So they made some.
Nobody even got our joke on here. We literally just lost all of our listeners.
I got you.
If you stuck with us, thank you. Welcome back.
Thanks for the first 7 minutes, and have a great night. It's been real. Thank you very much. June 6th. Don't forget.
June 6th.
So they made a bunch of infographics, and they're pretty interesting as we go along. So I'd like to read some of these. I'd like to share these with you.
This makes me think of WikiHows. Have you ever seen the WikiHows where it's like the picture of how you? Oh my gosh, hilarious.
Chris, if
he has no clue.
If I send you this link, will you get it over there and be able to bring this up for everybody to see? Let's give this a shot. We're gonna.
Okay, so Scott's gonna send this
try
over.
Some technologies.
I know he posted this last night on Facebook, and it had some, Scotty and his use of the medias in order to just stay so engaging with his audience. Posted this up to, get a rise out of people and see what they would think.
All right, just send it to your messenger on Facebook. So
you didn't post this on TikTok. This was on Facebook.
No, this was on Facebook. Send it to my email. To your email. So what ultimately ended up happening last night, I was sitting around and I was like, everybody's like, I'm going to send it to Blue Circle Media. Studio. I know. So I was sitting around with some friends.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, I came over yesterday. Yep.
You guys were there. And, I couldn't help but think, after our interview with John last week, everybody's, still pretty, dare I say, paranoid about coronavirus. And I didn't want to be an alarmist and just ask one of those random questions on the internet. But man, I got a shit ton of mosquito bites the last couple of days, and I couldn't help but think, can a mosquito pass the coronavirus?
It's a good question.
It's a very good question. So instead of raising all sorts of flags and getting shadow banned from Facebook, I decided to go over to the interwebs and do a little search action.
And search, naturally, because Jujile is our answer to everything.
Right. So
that's Google for those of you who don't know.
I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So long and the short of it is I found a couple of different websites, and all of them said no.
Really? Because my first thought process was yes, because it would be transferred through
blood,
bodily fluid.
Yeah,
blood.
I would think so too. But it also made me question a lot of what we actually know about this thing. Right? I think we're still learning as we go. So okay, cool. So here we go. So I'll bring these up on here as well so we can see. Man, that's a really wild background, man. That's
well, it's because it's canceling the whiteout on the background, which is fantastic.
That's
cool.
What's going on. All right, cool. So anyway, look.
But you can still see the infographics, which is great. That's what we want to see, right?
Yes. So the very first one we've got Let's see. Do
So
vaccines?
this is basically questions that people can ask about COVID, and this is whose answers.
The World Health Organization.
Yeah, whose answers?
The World Health Organization. You want to do it again?
Who?
Ask again. The World Health Organization.
Yeah, so it's whose answers.
It's whose answers.
Okay,
That's
right?
exactly right.
We got that right? We're getting a nod. Okay.
Okay. All right. So these were some of the questions, and you can take a look at these graphics here because some of them are very amusing.
Okay.
Do vaccines against pneumonia protect you against the new coronavirus? Long story short, no. Can regularly rinse...
Wait, is there a vaccine for pneumonia?
Hang on. Let me go to the beginning. All right.
There's not a vaccine for pneumonia.
No. Well, there might be some stuff to treat it.
There's stuff to treat. Is there? Am I smoking? No, there's no way.
While several drug trials are ongoing, there is currently no proof that hydroxychloroquine or any other drug can cure or prevent COVID-19. So that's been going around. We've heard of that. Hot peppers in your food, though very tasty, cannot prevent or cure COVID-19. And the fact is, adding pepper to your soup or other meals does not prevent or cure COVID-19. COVID-19.
Hold on, go back up for a second.
It's funny shit, right? I mean, these are some good
No, but I
infographics.
see this and it's like the best way to protect yourself against the new coronavirus is to keep at least 1 meter away from others and wash your hands frequently and thoroughly. It is also beneficial for your general health to maintain a balanced diet, stay well hydrated, exercise regularly, and sleep well.
Yep, we're on the peppers.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to houseflies.
Whose answers?
COVID-19 is not transmitted through houseflies.
Oh, thank goodness.
Fact.
Dude, speaking of
fact,
houseflies.
hang on. Fact. Spraying or introducing bleach or another disinfectant into your body will not protect you against COVID-19 and can be dangerous.
Yes. Don't ingest
this
bleach.
looks like,
there were idiots doing that.
That's not just bleach, but that looks like the toilet bowl cleaner bleach. You know, with the...
No, bleach is bleach.
No, but look at the bottle. Right? I mean, look at the bottle.
Yeah, but the bottle doesn't change what's inside.
Nah, the toilet cleaner stuff.
That's like a short person and a tall person. He's like, oh, that looks like one of those short people.
It's like the bleach gel.
Oh, I'm so glad there's other people here that picked up on that.
All right, here's another one. Hang on, stop.
Hold on,
Hang on, it gets better.
No, you can't skip ahead because it's not going to make any sense. I got to go back to I got to go to the fly thing.
Okay, all right, go back to the fly.
So the fly thing, I just got to hit on a note real quick.
Two up.
This is a note to any of our listeners. I'm going to give you a little something. If you have ever seen the infomercial of the assault gun, where it is literally a shotgun that shoots out blasts of salt to kill flies, it is absolutely fantastic. First of all,
it sounds fun.
It is entertaining. My dad has one. So they were having an issue with, oh, don't worry. I was at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Is this like an iodized salt or a kosher salt?
It don't matter. It's any of it.
What kind of gauge salt are we talking here?
See, here's the thing. The salt comes in many
salt good.
But the salt comes in many different shaped containers, but the cool news is it's still salt. So that's the thing. It's really just about salt, kind of like the bleach thing.
So you can really get a salted end shot at the same time.
So this thing is fantastic. Literally, you just cock this, you load it up with some salt, cock this thing up, point that thing towards a fly, done. So my parents were having an issue where they were...
Is it like CO2 charge or...
I think so. I think it's...
Why don't we have one of these? This sounds like something we need to get into.
I almost got one at Bed Bath & Beyond the other day, and I was like, we don't have a fly issue. I don't need this. And then we had a fly in the house, and I was like,
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the Beyond part of Bed and Bath.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It definitely is. Like... You go to Bed Bath & Beyond, and you're like, why do they have this? I don't know, but it's the Beyond part, and I needed it.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I was about to say. So I remember I had seen that commercial and I had tried to convince my parents, and my dad was like, really? And they were having this issue where they were having a lot of flies, couldn't figure out what it is. Flies were all over the house. And I'm like, just get one of these. And they got one. We were staying with them that weekend. We left, and my dad sends me a picture the day that we left. And he goes, look what I found at the store. And I'm like, you like it, don't you? And he goes, yeah, this thing works great. And he literally just goes, death to all the flies.
So,
and my mom goes, look what you started. She sent me a video of him literally just going through. It's also a good way to salt your fries if you really want to get that salt in there. You just like mashed potatoes.
I think we got to try and get one of these for June 6th.
Okay.
For sure.
If anyone has an assault gun,
we're gonna go buy one. Are you kidding me? This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but you could also get somebody to bring one.
I know, but then we can't modify it and make it cool
Can
and
I
shoot
can
salt.
can I blast you in the face with my salt gun?
No.
I'll let you do it back to me.
Could I go first?
We'll go at the same time.
No, I'll go first.
No, we'll go at the same time.
All right. So we were talking about bleach and spraying or introducing it. The next infographic.
Don't ingest bleach or
is
Tide Pods.
Drinking methanol, ethanol, or bleach does not prevent or cure COVID-19 and can be extremely dangerous.
Oh, look, that's another one of those special bottles.
It's
That looks like that special
It
bottle.
looks like the toilet cleaner one.
Can be. I think that's always extremely.
It's not
Yes.
just COVID-19.
Yes.
Fact. 5G mobile networks do not spread COVID-19.
Oh, Lord. Don't even get started on 5G. We're not ready to talk
Okay.
about that conspiracy yet.
Viruses cannot travel on radio waves or mobile networks.
Are you shitting me right now?
This is the World Health Organization. I am not making this shit up. Exactly. Exposing yourself to the sun or temperature higher than 25 degrees Celsius does not prevent nor cure COVID-19.
Now, that's not proven because I've actually heard some things about that helping.
Got a better one.
What's it say, though, along with that one? I want to know. What's the countries with hot weather have reported cases of COVID-19? To protect yourself, make sure you clean your hands frequently and thoroughly. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose.
Wash your hands. All right. Next one. Being able to hold your breath for 10 seconds or more without coughing or feeling discomfort does not mean you are free from the coronavirus or any other lung disease.
Holding your breath. You don't have cancer anymore.
I cleared. Oh, wait. He said that doesn't. Who said that? I'm sorry. That joke's never going to go.
Drinking alcohol does not protect you against COVID-19 and can be dangerous.
Well, good thing you're still drinking.
COVID-19 can be transmitted in areas with hot and humid climates.
Hold on. Are you drinking an organic beer?
I am. Organic chocolate stout. Cold weather and snow cannot kill the new coronavirus.
Damn it. So the South Pole trip is out.
Taking a hot bath does not prevent the new coronavirus.
What about the old coronavirus?
I want to know, if you wash your hands while you're in the hot bath, do you have a better probability?
No, because you're just putting it in the bath water that you're laying in.
Hang on. Let me read what it says.
Oh, I see more.
The best way to protect yourself against COVID-19 is by frequently cleaning your hands. By doing this, I mean, that's effectively the message of all these. This is the one I was searching for. The new coronavirus cannot be transmitted through mosquito bites.
But it can through murder hornets.
Right?
You can also eat it.
Which, by the way, we have to talk about that too. I know that's not on the board, but that was like that's a conspiracy in itself.
Yeah.
It's, again, the media.
It's just, it's a diversion.
No, so that's not even the name of them. It's like a Japanese hornet is what they're called. They're large. And guess what? They're like, we found them in America. You know how many they found? Two. Guess what? They're not going to colonize with two of them. It's not going to happen.
Especially since they're both dead now.
And you know how they got
in a
here? They
jar.
didn't fly here. One of the guy that we were talking about that gets stung by everything, Coyote Peterson, was like, they didn't fly here. They couldn't have made it that far. It's not possible.
They came on a boat.
They came on a boat and with something. There was two of them. We're going to be fine. They're also not called murder hornets. He's been stung by one. Did it hurt like hell? Yes. But you're not going to die.
Are hand dryers effective in killing the new coronavirus?
My guess is no. I'm going to start doing this as if it's a quiz. So ask me the question
All right.
and I'm going to give an answer.
All right, I got to read them
For
first
who?
now. Do ultraviolet lamps help disinfect your hands or other areas of your skin?
No.
Correct.
But
However,
they might.
UV radiation can cause skin irritation and damage your eyes. So don't go outside. Thermal scanners cannot detect COVID-19. All right, we already covered the pneumonia.
Yeah, thermal scan. That's not what that's about. That's literally just about getting your body temperature.
Can rinsing your nose with saline help prevent the infection with the new coronavirus?
No.
Correct.
But it does help you breathe better with the allergies that are going on right now. So give it a shot.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I do it.
Neti pot that nose, baby.
It's going to sound...
Do you use the pot or do you use the one that's like a douche for your nose? The nose douche.
So I was like, I use the pot.
No, he said he uses the douche. You're a doucher?
So I used to do that. He's
Sorry,
fresh. He's
this
fresh.
is great.
Leave him alone.
This is great.
So I used to use a neti pot, but I would use it after things already got bad, and
And no water would come out.
Can't get it out the other
I was about to
side.
say I would
get
always
so
do that. It would be
inflamed.
so blocked up, and I would just go. And I'm sitting here, and I'm just waiting for water to come out. And I'm
Now-
like, it's not coming out.
Now, if you start,
I only use it on summer evenings.
nice.
Summer's Eve.
Summer's Eve, yeah.
So you use it like the day before summer starts.
Exactly.
Got you.
So with the neti pot,
So you don't like Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas, but you like the day before summer. Okay,
so with the neti pot,
I've heard that helps the most.
what I figured out is if you use it ahead of time, like before you like are stepped up and need it, then you'll get through allergy season a lot better. You won't get that intense inflammation.
So it's also good on like the eve of
It's-
summer.
It's a good preventative
Okay,
situation.
eve of summer. If you know it's coming, just be smart.
Be
Douche your
prepared.
nose.
That's right. Clean your nose. Keep your nose clean, people. Can rinsing? Okay, so we got this. Aileen. Can eating garlic help prevent infection with the new coronavirus?
No,
Garlic is a healthy food that may have some antimicrobial properties.
it does. It's
However-
actually good for a lot of great things.
No evidence.
No evidence.
Does the new coronavirus affect older people, or are younger people also susceptible?
The answer is going to be that younger people are susceptible, but it's mostly affecting the older generation,
People of
unfortunately.
all ages can be infected by the new coronavirus.
Technically, anyone with some sort of comorbidity, something else that's going on,
Older
diabetes,
people.
heart disease,
Yeah,
autoimmune issues, anybody who's already sick,
are more vulnerable.
yes, because your immune system is already compromised trying to fight something else.
All right.
Take care of your damn health, people.
So the long and the short of it is,
Who said so?
there's still no cure. Wash your hands. Check out these infographics. 'Cause,
They say that we're probably going to have more than one vaccine, multiple vaccines.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Have you heard about Bill Gates' new thing? He wants to
No.
launch a missile at the sun. Yeah,
Really?
you should look that up. Chloe, look that up. This is great. You're kind of like a Jamie for us. This is fantastic.
So why does he want to do this?
Who the hell knows?
'Cause
When
he's
you got
Bill
that much,
Gates.
when you got that much money, you could pretty much do what you want. You know, you just freshly douched your nose on a summer's eve, and you just decided, hey,
Let's blow up the sun.
let's blow up the sun.
So what do you think would happen if you shot a missile at the sun? Would the sun just
I think it would.
eat that shit up and burn it out?
Yeah, I think it would explode before it even hit the surface because of the
Just the
radiant
intense
heat
heat,
from
yeah.
the. Yeah, I don't think it would work.
I think the WHO should create an infographic for that.
Yeah.
Don't shoot missiles at the sun.
Shooting missiles at the sun
Will
will
not
not cure
cure
the
the
coronavirus. Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus?
Ugh.
So are we. Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's a fake letter.
is it? Okay, I saw that going around on Twitter, and I'm like, is that? I'm like, he's not quite that ridiculous. He's not quite that ridiculous. So did you see? First of all, did you finish watching any of the Jordan documentary, The Last Dance?
No, I did not finish.
Of course you didn't. So that was fantastic, by the way. They
That's
could have
what he
made
said.
they could have made 20, 30, 40, 50 parts. I would have watched the whole thing. I hope they come out with some unreleased stuff. Like I hope they release more because
So,
you know
so
they
you're
had
gonna
to
ruin
have
it
some.
for me, is what I'm hearing.
No. I'm not going to ruin any of that for
Okay.
you. Like it's
Do
not
the
that it's going to
Bills-
ruin anything.
the
You
Bulls
know,
win the
yeah, it's like
championship?
you know that they won 6. So what happens is the 7th, though. The story about the 7th is kind of crazy. But no, because that was so successful, ESPN, I'm sure they've had this sitting there waiting for it. They released a 30 for 30 on Lance Armstrong. So it's a
Really?
2-part. It's about an hour and a half. I got a little bit into the first one because I heard about this and then didn't have time to finish it up. But
Is that kind of odd that they gave that guy 2 parts?
why? Because of the testicular cancer? Are you trying to make a really bad joke off of?
Yeah, I'm going after the Uniball.
Okay.
For sure. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know that he could have another one in there. It's just a prosthetic. It's fine.
Oh, would that be like a marble?
No, they have like prosthetic testicles that
Really?
looks like a rubber nut. That way, when the ladies feel your boys, they basically seem the same.
Do you still need a rubber if you have a rubber nut?
Yes.
Okay.
Ask who though.
Who?
Yeah, who? Got it. Okay.
Got it. Does not cure
So-
coronavirus.
I really was just interested to get your opinion on this because Lance Armstrong is hella polarizing. People love to hate him. For those of you who don't know, which how the hell could you not know, Lance Armstrong, many time winner of Tour de France. And basically he got caught cheating. He was blood doping. He was using EPO. And then guess what else came out? They had to, in one of the races that he won, they tested everyone. They would have had to have gone 18 participants deep to find someone who was not using that.
How
But
deep?
because he was so polarizing in the golden boy and the golden child of bike riding, because I'll give you 30 seconds right now, I'll keep talking. Name another bike rider. And if you're that one person that's like, I know this guy, it's like, yeah, you're the outlier. There's no. Okay, see? Close that person. I could not name
what he
another exactly. I could not name another famous bike rider if I tried. But Lance Armstrong is such an interesting story because people love to hate that guy. That doesn't really count, but okay. I mean, with the direction that we're going in this podcast, sure. So, Lance Armstrong, nobody likes to remember the fact that he was the original rubber bracelet guy. Live strong.
Right.
And raised $500 million for cancer research. But he's such a douche. Such a douche. I'm just saying, everyone loves to throw this out. I don't actually feel that way. The example that I heard someone share, I thought was a great opinion.
Like Summer Eve douche?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
He didn't hurt anyone. So the example I heard was like, listen, if Mike Tyson's taking steroids, if a UFC fighter is taking steroids, they're literally going to go in to fight another human being. And if that person's not on something and that person is, it's not quite a fair fight. But I do still believe that there are probably some people that are potentially doing some things. Hello, John Jones. That's besides the point. I'm just interested. No, that's not for real. Tyson is going to fight. So we're getting a question here. Is it real that Tyson is going to fight Holyfield? Tyson does want to fight. There allegedly is a deal right now for him to have a boxing match with Vanderlei Silva, who's also, his nickname in the UFC ring is the Axe Murderer, and he's terrifying. He's literally what the boogeyman would look like in a real live person. He is scary to look at. Terrifies me.
Yeah, I don't think Holyfield's in shape.
I was about to say, if you want to pull Vanderlei Silva up on the screen and what he looks like, terrifying. So what's your opinion of Lance Armstrong? Like, I don't get why people are so upset. Like, and it's hard. It goes both ways. Like, yes, he was cheating, and it's like, so are you saying cheating's okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I don't know. It's a very tough.
I mean, cheating is the best part of winning.
I had a basketball coach in high school that said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I'm not telling you to cheat on your schoolwork. I'm not telling you. He goes, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He did a lot of good. How he handled all of it. I mean, they kept testing and testing and testing, and I mean, pretty crafty, right? I mean, if you look at
the
how
Tour
it
de
was
France
done
is
and
like
how,
100 miles a day
but
for
if you
23
look at
days.
how it was done and how undetectable it was for how long, that's amazing.
Oh, it's probably still happening now. There's probably some Elon Musk of performance-enhancing drugs that's out there coming up with this stuff that's undetectable. Now, we're also getting to the point where USADA and VADA and WADA, all these places that are, the World Anti-Doping Agency or whatever it is, and whatever the UFC uses, they're getting so
I wonder how their memes are
sensitive in their tests. They can detect down to a picogram, which is like the way that it was explained was,
so like
if you take
somebody that was taking it farted on you.
No. If you took, it was like if you took a
trace.
grain of sand and cut it into 1,000 pieces, one piece of that would be a picogram.
Okay.
That's how small that is.
So how do they extract that from a person?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is literally,
like, here's a picogram detector.
because John Jones got popped for performance enhancing drugs, served his time, came back from his sentence, had 3 clean tests, and then right before a fight that he was about to have, popped a test, and it was for a picogram, 1 picogram of what it was.
So how long does a picogram stay on you?
Well, that's the thing, is they don't know how these things come up and be metabolized again into the system. Is it stored in his skin? Is it stored somewhere in fat in his body? Is it like, it could be stored somewhere, somehow released again later.
But how bad is your luck that a fraction of a grain of sand is somehow extracted from whatever body part they pulled from, and boom, you get popped?
I mean, it happens. But again, they still let him fight because they looked at it and they figured out what was going on. And they're like, we don't know the technology well enough in order to, have a definitive answer here. So it's like, we don't think that he's retaken these drugs just because of the amount that's showing up. So it's a very interesting place to be in versus some guys that are like full blown going ham on this stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting thing. I think it's very polarizing. I'd love for people to let us know in the comments if you're watching this, if you're looking at this. What do you guys think about Lance Armstrong? How do you guys feel? Are you pissed at him? Do you not care? I know a lot of people are like, I don't even give a shit. Yeah, there's Vanderlei Silva right there. You see that dude's face. I'm telling you, it's terrifying.
Yeah, dude. But, I mean, look, Tyson's looking pretty freaking good, man. I mean, I got to give that dude some credit.
Yeah, he looks like he has
He's an
not
animal.
lost a step at all. Now, again, it's easy to fight the air. It's different when you're fighting a person. And he said that. Everyone's got to play until they get punched in the face.
No, it's true. But, man, I mean.
How much money would it take for you to get in there with him?
However much he was willing to pay.
At this point, any money.
Everything's good,
Right.
right?
I'll do it.
I was about to say, Corona times, everybody's like, I'll go in there. I'll take a shot. I'll go down. Yep, one shot. I'll go down.
Yeah, like just.
I'll try.
Yeah,
I would try. I would fail miserably.
I would try. I would for sure try. I'm like, same thing. All the tall guys that fought him that are like, I'm tall. I'll use my reach. I'll keep him off of me. And then he ducks your arm. He's inside before you know it. And he's punched
dude.
your chin 50 times before you even
Dude,
knew it.
no, it'd
and
be
then you're
like-
on your ass.
Like, what the hell was that? That was Brandon's jaw that fell out of his face.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is I have the potential to be hurt quite badly. So I'd have to say you could probably talk me down to like $500,000, but I'm going to say $1 million. Like $1 million is my baseline. You're going to make a lot of money off of this. Potentially.
I'm
I'm
not
assuming
gonna
people
lie.
want to see him knock me out.
I can't
or
take a
anyone
shot
out.
like that. I'm not going to lie. I think I'd be lights out. Probably for a couple days.
No, you wouldn't be lights out for a couple days, but
I'd feel it.
So how much money would it take? What's the dollar amount?
Oh, man, I don't know. It'd have to be negotiable. I have no idea.
So if he offered you $50K,
yeah, I might. Yeah.
you would take $50K to get punched. Just talking about how you're going to be feeling that for 3 days.
3 days.
You're
50K?
definitely-
Where else could I make 50K in 3 days?
You're definitely going to have to come in to see me after that, and I'm going to need at least half of that to fix it. So
fuck,
you might want to ask for more.
50K in my doctor bills, I mean, shit. I don't know. $1 million would be pretty nice. 2 million.
What do we got?
I've got something coming in. What do we have coming in? Oh,
Okay, we got a video of him here.
No mind, you want that?
Now that we just destroyed your ears,
What?
bring us back.
I was going to say his
Yep,
dog
I
is-
turned it down more because I could still hear it. And I can't even hold it. So I say, now it just turned into a thing. How much did you kill us there? I can't even hear anymore. Okay.
Go look at your leg. You move your punch.
Yeah, you got to bring that down.
It's all about keeping your distance.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted to see him punch the dog,
No, he's not gonna punch his dog. That's his
but
baby.
it would have been funny.
But I love when he explains this. Like, this was his bread and butter. He's like, see the shift right there when he's talking about turning. He's like, that's how he, a guy punches and they're like, wait, where the hell did he go? And now all of a sudden he's over here.
Clocking in the head.
Yeah, destroying you. And he's in fantastic shape. How old is Mike Tyson?
54, 53 or something like that?
Fantastic shape. And he owns a pot farm business.
All right, so maybe 2 million.
Marijuana. Oh, so your number went up on what you're going to have to take. This is Francis Ngannou, by the way. That's the guy that we watched the other night that knocked the guy out in like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
That's him. 6'6", like 260 pounds. Yeah, Francis Ngannou. You want to talk about a dude that's scary? Is that guy. Terrifying. God.
Dude.
Look at him still move. You're like, geez.
All right.
God, Francis
so,
Ngannou is a...
So did Mike Tyson
massive
actually
human
have
being.
that face tattoo at some point, or was that all cosmetic?
No, he got a face tattoo when he lost his damn mind.
So did he have it removed?
No, it's still there.
Really? I can't barely see it.
Oh, it's there. Everybody that's watching has a closer view than you. They'll be able to see it. Woo! Woo!
I don't see it, dude.
It's right
Oh.
there.
That's Holyfield.
No,
Was that Tyson?
that was Tyson, and he's got the travel tattoo over his eye. That was the whole joke with Hangover.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's like, oh, I lost a tooth, and then the next movie he's like, I got a face tat? Like, can you imagine? Face tattoos. Why the hell is that a thing right now?
Thank you, Mike Tyson.
Like, I get it. Chloe's got tattoos. I got tattoos. Like, I get the tattoos. I don't get the face. Like, eventually, I think Post Malone, which, by the way, Post Malone, I love you. I want you to come be on this show. If somebody knows him, send him our way. You love Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's face is just eventually going to be tattoos. Like, he keeps getting more. I see him, and I'm just like, oh, you got, above the eyes, below the eyes, along the forehead, over here. He's got a sword. Now he's got a thing that's coming up from his chin. Now he's got, they just keep coming and coming. But, that's the
Hey, man.
SoundCloud rapper thing to do, right?
Everyone's got their own thing, I guess, right?
I guess. How much money for you to get a face tattoo?
I don't think I would want one.
$1 million face tattoo.
Done.
Okay, see? There's a number. He's over here I don't think I would want to do that. $1 million face tattoo. Done. You didn't say it couldn't be a freckle.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just a little dot,
Yep. You get a beauty mark?
Dick, cross
Yeah, $1 million I get to pick what it is.
No.
$2 million I get to pick what it is.
Nope.
So
$10 million I get to pick what it is.
I found,
He's starting to think because he didn't say no that time.
No.
I found
15 million.
Done.
Yes, because it's getting removed really quick.
Yeah, that'll pay for the removal, even though that'll hurt like a bitch.
It's all right.
Have you guys seen the video of the girl that tries to explain all the rules to Corona and how they contradict them?
No.
Okay, I gotta play this for you.
Yeah, bring it up.
It's actually
Let's
pretty
see it.
The fact that we can do this is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I really don't understand why everybody isn't following the same rules right now. They're very clear. So let's take a minute and let's go over them again. First,
Okay, let's go.
You must not leave the house for any reason.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you have a reason, and then you may leave the house. All
Oh, okay.
stores are closed except those that are open. And all stores must close unless, of course, they need to stay open. This
Okay.
virus is deadly, but don't be afraid of it. It can only kill people who are vulnerable and also those who are not vulnerable. We should stay locked down until the virus stops infecting people. And it will only stop infecting people if enough of us get infected that we build immunity. So it is very important that we get infected and also do not get infected.
What are her
We should
microphones
just
right
gonna
there?
say,
Yeah, those are
the-
fantastic.
I think they're
Unless you
digital
have to go
fake.
there. Unless, of course, you are too sick to
They're
go.
Oh, are
digital.
they?
This
Oh,
virus
yeah.
has no effect on children except for those children in which it affects. The virus remains active on different surfaces for 2 hours, or 4 hours, or 6 hours, but in most cases,
Depending
it's
on what
days
it
and
is.
not hours, and it needs a damp environment, or a cold environment that is warm and dry in the air. Unless the air is plastic. Schools are closed, so you need to homeschool your children unless you can send them to school because you are not home. If you are at home, you can school your children using various portals and online classrooms unless you have poor internet, more than one child, only one computer, or you are working from home. Baking cakes can be considered math, science, or art. If you are home educating, you can include household chores within their education
What the shit?
curriculum. And if you are home educating, you may start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. every day.
Sounds
If you are
perfectly
not home
logical to
educating
me.
Children, you may also start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. Masks are useless at protecting you against the virus, but you still need to wear one because it can save lives. And in some cases, it may even be mandatory.
This is the
but
one.
also
Yep, for
maybe
me.
not.
Yep.
You must not go to work, but you can get another job, at which point you may go to work. Stay home. I don't know how many more celebrities we need to have tell you how important it is
Oh my
to
gosh.
go outside and take care of your mental health. There is no shortage of groceries in the supermarket. There are simply many things missing. You don't need to go buy a bunch of toilet paper, but you should buy some in case you need it. If you are sick, you may go out once you are better, but those in your household, they cannot go out once you are better unless, of course, they need to go out. Animals are not affected by the virus, except for that cat that tested positive in Belgium in February, plus a couple tigers. The number of corona-related deaths
Still a
is being
cat.
announced daily, but we don't know how many people are infected because we were only testing those who are almost dead to determine if that's what they will die of. The people who die of corona who are not counted won't or will be counted, but maybe not. To help protect yourself during these times, you should be eating well and exercising, but exercising only eating what you have at home to avoid going to the stores unless you need toilet paper or a fence panel. It's important to get
Or a
fresh
fence
air,
panel.
but don't go to parks, but do go walk in other places. Just don't sit down unless you are old or pregnant. But if you do sit down, don't sit for too long. Unless you are old and you are pregnant, in which case you need to sit down. But if you do sit down, don't eat unless you've had a long walk, which you are allowed to do if you are old or pregnant, except for times in which you aren't. Don't visit old people, but you have a moral obligation to take care of old people and bring them food and medicine. And finally, no businesses will go down due to coronavirus except those businesses that go down due to COVID-19. I hope this cleared up any questions about what we should and should not be doing during this time. Please educate your friends and family with this information so we can remove any and all confusion surrounding this time. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
A lot of truth there.
There's a lot of truth there, unfortunately.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Dude, I'm telling you, speaking of relatable topics, last night we've been on this kick. I don't know if you've heard of the comedian Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia, I don't know why that guy's sense of humor is just right on par with where I'm at. Kills me. So we were watching, he's got like 3 specials on Netflix, and we were watching one of them, and he goes on this whole tangent about men and women and how women are always stressed and men are thinking about nothing. And he just goes on this whole tangent about this. And me and my wife are literally dying. We were like almost to the point where we couldn't breathe, because she was like, if that's not us to a T, like literally our relationship is exactly what we're like. I'm like, I don't know. Relatable comedy to me is fantastic. And I feel like he hits that. Plus his laugh at his own joke. He has the goofiest laugh. And he laughs at his own stuff, which, naturally, any person. Yeah, I love doing that. We laugh at ourselves all the time. I was watching our last week's podcast back, and I was like, same thing.
The playbacks, I'm like, are we messed up because we're laughing at ourselves? Or is that just
That was how this
the
whole
way it
damn thing
goes?
started. We watched our first episode back, and I was like, I'm laughing at this.
Like
I think it's
funny as
hilarious.
I mean, my wife even looked at us and was like, really? You're laughing at yourself? And I'm like, well, if you can't laugh at yourself, who would you laugh at?
Yep. Who is who you would laugh at?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
So
man,
I
I had a pretty amazing thing happen overnight.
okay.
So I got to share this story. So
You mean you woke up and it was working?
it was amazing. Take advantage of the situation when it happens, right? No,
Sorry.
so we
We're gonna
had
be
a
serious for a moment. Take a
we're
sharp
gonna
turn.
have a serious discussion right now. So over the weekend, one of the members of our car club family passed away, Juan Guerrero, 30 years old. And I was just like, man, he had a son. He, hard worker, knew the guy was a client. He had come by multiple times.
God, 30 years old. That's
30, dude.
crazy.
So I was sitting around and I'm just like, man, all the good that we've been doing, how can I do something to help this guy's family? I don't know who they are, but is there anything that could be done? So
We do tend to like to do that kind of stuff.
we do. It's kind of in our blood now, and it feels good when it works. And yesterday was just one of those amazing things that happened. And I kind of wanted to share this story,
Yeah.
not to gloat or bloat, but to
No.
hopefully
just sharing.
inspire and
Yeah.
give some motivation to some others. Maybe we'll clip this out and send it out there.
Listen, I know you told me a little bit about it. I think it's something that people, some of the stuff that we want to have on here is maybe there's an idea, some sort of inspiration that you get from this of like, oh, hey, that's cool. I'd love to take this to, be able to
Yeah, we wanna
use or
pay
something
it
like
forward.
that. Like,
take the idea and run with it.
so maybe you'll come up with something and maybe it'll be a thing for you and you'll love doing it.
So what I came up with, I reached out to a guy I do quite a bit of business with, Alex Santacroce, and he does some raffles and so forth on online.
Okay.
And I said, hey, look, what I would like to do is donate some of the products that we make for those cars, the Impala and the Caprice, and see if we can't raise some money for the family. So we put it out there. I put like 5 items together. He opened up 100 spots at like $20 a piece, and they filled up in 45 minutes.
Bam.
I was like, holy shit. I said, well, maybe we could do more. So I'm like, I came up with 4 other items. I'm like, all right, at 125 people signed up, we're going to add this to the to the prize bucket, right? At 150, we're adding this. At 175, at 200, we're adding this, right?
So getting people to jump in, grab a spot, and then
Right, because I mean, if I could donate my product, my cost is my cost. Retail is retail, but if we could raise money to help this guy's family out, help his son,
somebody's going to get
huge.
something. This is going to help out this family. I mean, who knows in a time like
Dude,
this? You don't expect anything like that
No,
for
it's
someone
totally
who's 30 years
unexpected.
old.
Totally unexpected. So the next 100 slots fill up in about an hour. So within an hour and 45 minutes, we had 200 slots filled. And I'm like, man, I don't have much else to give. And I said to Alex, I'm like, hey, why don't you reach out to some of the other vendors in this community? You hit these 3, I'll hit these 2, and let's see if they're interested. So we reached out, and everybody was interested in doing something. So we announced it, opened up another 100 slots. And overnight, they filled up. It ended up going to 330 or 337 slots.
Damn.
In less than 24 hours. And the outpouring of love and support was just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, you know, over the last year, I mean, I've talked about selling my car. I'm like, I don't know about this. And then you have an experience like this with a community of people online, you know, a very small handful, which I've had the pleasure of meeting when we go out to car shows and so forth. But you kind of know who they are, right? Everybody's got their
Yeah.
online personality.
I was going to say, that's the
You know
cool
who
thing
your
about
boys
those
are,
communities. Like, you feel like you know those people.
We had people step up. It was just one of the most heartwarming, heart-touching things I've ever seen. In less than 24 hours, we raised $6,700
Damn, man,
for this
that's
guy's
awesome.
family, with a bunch of people that many of us, you know in our local clubs and so forth, that we know of, that may have never met this fella a day in their life,
And
all because of a freaking car.
Yep.
If you could believe that. And then this guy, he was into it. He had a project. He was building through, but it's going to make a difference. And that was, part of why we delayed tonight a little bit. I was,
right. Well, and
helping get that finished up and talking with the family, and just they're just beside themselves.
yeah. I mean,
and
listen,
as are
we
many
know-
of us. We're
yeah,
like,
we know money is not going to fix the situation. Like, that's that.
it's not going to bring them
Yeah,
back.
it's not gonna do, again, like you just said, doesn't bring him back, doesn't really change anything, but it gives the ability for maybe them to not stress so much about something, maybe for them to be able to,
It's a blessing.
be able to do something for him that maybe they wanted to do, but they're like, we just wouldn't have had the ability to do that before.
It's a
So,
blessing, or to help his kid, or something, because he's not able to provide now.
I mean,
right?
listen, and I think,
his kid's 10
paying
years
it forward
old, dude.
right now, God, I can't even imagine.
I can't either. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about that, or you're slightly inspired by this story, like, do something. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. I could have certainly stuck my hand in my pocket, donated a couple of bucks, and made it happen. But when we got the community together and put a movement around it, we did so much more than any one person could have done on their own.
But now you've got a thing that you could potentially do at almost any point in time for certain things
Hopefully
like this.
we won't have to, I mean.
No, but it could
obviously,
be
if
for something
another-
more positive where it's like, hey, potentially we want to try to raise money for this. This is how we want to do it. You potentially have a method of something that works to
Right.
go, man, if we do this right, And again, it's just an idea. I've seen things like that. I've seen raffle stuff. It's just, not
like-
to try to push that aside already, but it's like, that's something that could go out and potentially,
Right.
we need to be able to raise money for this. We need to, you figure out a situation, and sometimes you got to get creative. And so,
and
luckily, sometimes you might have people around you that can do that, because again, that's probably not where your head's going to go when all this
Right.
stuff is going on. But the people around you want to be able to help.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to go fund me. It doesn't have to
No, that's the thing. It can go
PayPal.
straight
I
to
mean,
them.
Every penny raised goes right back to the family.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have somebody trustworthy with a bank account to be able to manage everything. And in our situation, we're fortunate to have both myself and Alex be able to manage and coordinate all that. Just absolutely amazing. Thank you, all you guys that are watching. Thanks for all your support on that. I know that it's going to make a huge difference for his family.
And that should also make you aware of, like, don't take things for granted. You never know. We literally never know.
We are like the most fragile freaking beings, right? If our temperature goes out of whack by like 2 degrees, which doesn't seem like much, right? We're like screwed. Like, we're on our back, can't freaking take it. A little cold, right? I mean, we get shut down. We can't function properly. For as big and strong as we think we are,
Oh yeah,
It's
you
fragile.
can be humbled very easily.
It is fragile.
Man, you know, and then you get, like you said, get sick, something happens, it can happen. So it's frustrating. And, you know, to kind of touch on that point, because I was trying to figure out what, he's like trying to figure out what's going on. Like,
I'm like, he got his name up. How come I didn't get my name up?
You did get yours
I
up.
did.
It was
I wasn't
before
paying
that.
attention.
Yeah.
Son of a
Mofo.
bitch. Missed it.
He got you. You
Like,
were
I'm
first.
like-
What the hell?
I'm
How
like,
come I'm not?
I'm
See,
like,
you just
I'm
sitting
like
over here.
zimming out into like my field of emotions.
I know.
I wasn't
So
even paying attention to my confidence
since-
monitor because I was so confident.
since we're already in this mode of what we're talking about, oh, look at you now. Can you do them both at the same time to appease us? Dang it.
No, man, come on.
Whatever. It's
Oh.
fine. It's fine. I don't
There
even
you go.
care. I don't even care.
Sloppy seconds. There you go.
Migraine doctor. The migraine doctor.
All right, what else you got?
Dude, I can't wait to launch my podcast to talk about some of those stories. So I want to talk about this story since we're already kind of, you know, we're having fun. We kind of brought the mood down a little bit. Man, you know, these stories come out with all this stuff about police brutality and situations about people of other ethnicities, other races getting killed, with unfortunate situations. And it's like, oh, you know, this guy, African American, out running in his neighborhood, gets shot. That was a story. I don't know the name. I don't know all the details.
It was fucking bullshit, is what it was.
It was total bullshit. And again, there's another story that we were talking about. There was a hashtag going around called Forest. It was somewhere in New York. It was like the some park Karen, and so everybody knows a Karen. Karen's the lady that likes to complain. She literally was letting her dog on the loose. This guy who was African American again was like, "Hey, lady, you know, you need to put your dog on a leash. It's not good for the wildlife." And he's like this guy I saw some videos out, and they're like, this is the guy that she tried to accuse. Very well educated, well spoken man that's out there teaching people about animals, and he's talking about all this stuff about wildlife, and he's like, it's not good for wildlife here. It's not, like, he's explaining all these things, and this lady was like, oh my gosh, please stop. He started recording her. Please stop recording me. Please stop recording me. He's like, no. And she's like, well, I'm going to call 911. He goes, please do. And so she builds it up and tries to overact this. And by the third time, she's like, there's an African American man and he's hassling me. And by the third time she does it, she tries to say it with all this distress in her voice, like to try to get them there sooner. And the guy wasn't doing anything. Well, she got fired.
Good.
Yeah, her, you know, all that stuff came out of her work, and they're like, we're not going to employ somebody that, you know, tries to, ooh, look at that. Look at that. I like it.
And bad timing, but yeah, I like it. That's
I
good.
mean, hey, you know, our Jamie Chloe is over there working on this stuff, so I love it. So 4 Minneapolis police officers were fired.
Same story.
No, this is a different story. This was in Minneapolis.
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 Is that where the minions are?
So there was a guy,
Minneapolis?
George Floyd. Again,
See how he runs me over with this? Go ahead.
well, because this is
Back to
serious. I'm not
Minneapolis.
trying to laugh here because I'm trying to put my thoughts and prayers out to George Floyd and his family, because he passed away from a dumbass police officer who had this guy on the ground, hands cuffed behind his back, and literally there's video and picture of this guy with his knee on this guy's neck, and the guy screaming out, I can't breathe, please, I can't breathe. And literally you see this guy with his full weight on this guy's neck as he's face down on the ground, and the dude, they had to transfer him to the hospital, and he died. He passed away because of some power hungry bullshit struggle for something. And of course, African American man, white police officer, and I get it. I'm completely aware that I'm somewhat ignorant to this because I'm white, and I don't know that I necessarily have 2 feet to stand on when it comes to this, because I'll never understand that. But I still am on the side of, I think this is bullshit. Like, I get that unfortunately it's more likely to happen to people who are African American, which I also agree is bullshit. Believe me, I still deal with family from where I'm from that I believe are racist. I grew up where I think racism is still unfortunately very prevalent and very popular in certain areas. And I think it's bullshit, like, to sit here to think that because I'm a different color or something that I'm better than someone, and for it to go, and I don't know if it was anything about race or this guy was just having a bad day, but like, the topic that I want to talk about is like police brutality. Like, there's such a weird balance of this, of like, when a police when a police officer is there to help you in a situation and they protect you and they do their job, that's fantastic. And I know fantastic police officers. I have patients who are police officers. I know people that are fantastic at what they do. And unfortunately, I'm like, is this just a part of what it is? Like, hey, there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers, there's bad podcasts, like there's bad people. And it's bullshit that someone has to die because you want to be a dick. Like, I don't get it. Like, you took that man's life for what? And now you have to live with that shit for the rest of your life. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know if we got to bring someone in here at some point to talk about this. Like, I just don't get it.
We get the police chief in.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to bring in someone. Take this however you want. That's not white, because we're white, and so I get it. People are going to sit here and be like, what do you know? I know. Big shock. Look at me. I know everyone's shocked by that statement that I just made. But
show them your legs.
Please. They're about as wide as my arms, if you can't tell. Look at me next to Scott over here.
Wow. Essay.
I didn't think you had any.
Golly, Casper.
So I get it. Oh my gosh, a white guy speaking on stuff like, and it's like, yep, I get it. I've probably been privileged my whole life, whatever the hell you want to say, any of that stuff. But I don't think it gives me some right whether to or not to speak about something. And I don't know. I'm sure down to some level, everyone's going to say that this is a race issue. All the stuff, Black Lives Matter and all those things were trending on Twitter. This is why I saw this. I just thought it was a bullshit story, and it's so unnecessary. Of like, how would you feel, no matter what race you are, if that happened to someone in your family? Like, it's bullshit. Like, what gave you the right to all of a sudden have the power? But then again, in a situation where they're trying to protect you, I'm grateful to have that. It's such a weird balance. It feels so strange to me to be like, yeah, sometimes you want those people there, but sometimes people are just assholes. Like, is there a way that they can evaluate this? Like, is there, like,
Look, man, I mean,
is it going to come out that this guy had other issues before and they didn't do shit about it? Like, you think it's his first issue?
There's a good chance, right? I mean, all walks of life, right? Racism's there, not just from white to black or other race, but it's universal. I mean, hate is unfortunately all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to go back to the car club, but this car club that I'm a part of, this group is one of the most diverse groups. I think
Eclectic, a lot of
not even eclectic. Like, you've got African American dudes, you've got Mexican dudes, you've got white dudes, you've got good dudes, you've got bad dudes. I mean, we even had a dude in there that was a really bad fucking dude that's in jail right now. I mean, it's a mix, right? But but when you've got a common interest, a something that unites, it's just different. And I don't really know exactly how to explain it. I'll make an attempt at it, but this group, this club, I mean, it like, look, you think like Impala SS, right? Big wheels, small wheels, on the ground, low rider. Like, I mean, there's a million different variants you could probably visualize in your head when you think old cop car, right? I mean, and I know where most of you probably wander. There's no doubt about it.
Unfortunately,
it's all over the place. But this group, everybody respects each other. Everybody supports each other. I mean, like what I just said, I mean, it was all walks of life, man. I mean, it was women, it was men, it was black men and white men and Mexican men and Chinese people. I mean, it was everything. It wasn't about any of that. It was about people.
Yep.
It was about loss. It was about family. It was about, I know, all that goes around, and it makes that nice, right? The problem that we have is we still don't look at everybody as equal, right? And that's not something that you can say we have to do. It's something that has to be practiced, right? People say you can make, it'd be nice to make big change, but if you could just change one, you could impact and influence many, right? And there's no truer words. I mean, you've got to set the example that you want to see out there. You've got to teach your kids the right way. Like, we don't want our kids to see color. We want our kids to see good and bad, right? There's plenty of whacked out white people out there. Trust me. I mean, we run into them every day.
Yeah, it runs into everything. It's not just
I
one.
mean, I assure
group.
you, when we're sitting in traffic and we're seeing all the nut jobs, I mean, they are all walks of life. I mean, it is not like, hey, there's that skinny 5'2" classification of people that can't reach the pedals and is just all over the road. I mean, we've got to be better, you know? I mean, look, we looked at those memes or infographics, whatever you want to call them, from who? That shit's just sad, man. Like, common sense isn't common. And that's part of the problem.
Well, it's all the shit nowadays. You go to some place, content's hot. Don't do this. Make sure you don't do this while doing this. You almost have to have all these weird disclaimers on anything. I'm sure the assault gun that we're talking about for killing flies has something on there of like, do not point in the direction of face. And we were joking about shooting each other with it. Please calm down.
Well, for instance, my girlfriend is a healthcare worker.
Uh-huh.
And so she's in a clinic day in and day out. And she is consistently yelled at, told to fuck off, told that she's stupid, told that she doesn't know how to do her job, told that she needs to find a different job or whatever. And this is coming from people who there are 4 signs going into her clinic that say, stop, do not come in. You go past that door, there's another sign, stop, do not come in. And read under there. And yet they come in and then yell at her and tell her she's stupid and that she doesn't know what she's doing. And then she gets yelled at by these people all day long.
Mm-hmm.
These are the same people that turn down the wrong way sign road, you know?
Oh, yeah. That don't pay attention to any of that stuff.
And they go wanting help.
I feel like the statement I always thought was ridiculous until you start to dive into it of like, hurt people try to hurt other people. Like, literally, it's like, I've got shit going on with me. I've got things, I've got issues. And you know what? I just need somebody else to take it out on. And unfortunately, it's you. Yeah. And that's the thing that's so hard, is because immediately, like, you just want to combat, like, you just want to go right back at that. And it's so hard to be potentially empathetic to that person, to be like, you know, I get it. You're probably going through a rough time. Shit might be bad right now, especially with everything going on. You might have lost your job. There might be stuff going on. But it also doesn't give you the right to be an ass.
You know, with everyone being home for a couple of months, it was kind of nice not seeing murders, not seeing kidnappings, not seeing all this shit. You know, in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, so we had a couple of Amber Alerts, a couple of people got murdered. I'm like, oh, we're getting back to freaking normal. Good job, everybody. Yeah. You know, like, come on.
Well, and I wonder how much stuff is pushed down, honestly. There's so much shit that gets lost in the news because all we want to report is corona shit, and we want to make up murder hornets to try to terrify the shit out of people. So now we have cicadas, trillions of them apparently, that have been...
I lived through that the first time. Well, the last time.
No, they said there's been trillions of them getting ready, spawning, multiplying, whatever the hell you want to call it, and they're coming. I'm like...
The year that I graduated high school was the last season the cicadas were out.
Well...
It's nuts, dude. It's totally nuts.
I don't know.
We're
in a weird ass time.
Dude, it's nuts. I mean, it's...
How many are we talking here? Like...
Oh, God. It's like... They're all over. They're like a complete nuisance. Like... When you hear of like the plague,
get an assault gun.
It's exactly what you would think of when you think of the plague.
You just sold me. I'm like, yep, I'm getting one. They're gonna be sold out. Listen, it's gonna go like toilet paper, bro. Better get on it.
I got a truck we could sell them out of.
Boom.
He's like, what could I do you for? A bottle of Purell or a salt?
You want what kind of salt you like? You like to kill them with that pink Himalayan, or you like the you just like the straight up iodized?
You want the kosher cells?
You want the Mortons?
The iodized?
You like that Morton's? I know it's easy for loading. It's got the little metal spouts. Perfect. I like it too. You don't have to grind it. I like it pre-ground. I know it's easier.
Right. We've clipped our hour. We're way over.
All right, man. Let's see what you got. You brought your computer so that you could be ready.
Not ready. Didn't look it up. Got heckled for bringing my computer out. June 6th, live. Northside Draft House.
Is that a Saturday?
Northside Draft House.
Is that a Saturday?
It's a Saturday. Artists to be announced. Support local Texas. Don't Be So Brewed podcast will be on site. I want to remind you guys all to like, share, and follow the Don't Be So Brewed podcast pages on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the different social media sites. If you dig out this badass little sticker here and would like some for your vehicle, or car or motorcycle or backpack or face or wherever you'd like to put it. We'd be happy to send it to you. Shoot a comment
wish we had
below.
one
Send
right
us
now.
a message.
I would
and
stick
be
it
like,
on my
boom,
face.
right on his forehead. You got one right there.
Perfect. Here we go.
Sweet. Here we go. Little
Go ahead.
advertising. We'd love to send you one. Comment below. Shoot us a private message. We'll get one in the mail to you. You can come pick
just
one
to
up.
prove you, they're perfect for your face.
I mean, isn't he way better looking with that on there? Now I feel like we're in Futurama,
Leela.
right? Leela, where's your unibrow and your
We need to.
uniball?
We
Now
gotta
see,
put our-
see how everything just tied back? We got the uniball by the end of this.
We got to put our little things back here and personalize these. We never did that.
We can definitely do that. I know a guy.
We do know a guy. Etchus,
I
our
know
other
a
sponsor
guy.
that we didn't mention all episode.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Let's mention him now when nobody's paying
Fantastic.
attention anymore. Anyhow, that's what I've got to say. Let's do this. June 6th. That
I'm
is-
Dr. Brandon Brown, and I approve this message.
That was awesome. I love that close up.
Did he zoom in?
Yeah, he did. Got it in there.